Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. National Highway Survival. I have a mini-map system. Cross the country and enter the highways for survival. A car, a person, an endless road. Here, no one knows who comes first, death or opportunity. However, Lin Nan found himself awakened to the mini-map system and was able to see all the information around him. So, when others are staring at both sides of the road, afraid of missing any treasure chest, Lin Nan was chattering about lamb skewers, drinking happy water, and enjoying the highlights on the small map. Oh, white dots, 900 meters ahead, a first-level treasure chest. Red star, are there wild monsters here? Time-limited maze race, what does this arrow mean on the mini-map? Orange dots, go, go. A difficult road to survive, but here in Linnan, we live a beautiful life that no one else can imagine. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001, National Crossing, Surviving on Highways, Seeking Collection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Welcome players to the highway survival game. In the survival game, there are 24 hours a day, and the daytime and nighttime will be divided by 6 o'clock in the morning and evening. The risk of nighttime is greatly increased. Players are advised to cherish their daytime time. Each player initially obtains an experienced van, a shovel, and other materials need to be obtained by the player. The highway will randomly refresh the treasure chest, which is the only way for players to obtain supplies in the early stages. Death in any way in the game will be true death. Elderly people over 50 years old, children under 18 years old, or individuals who are unable to participate in the game have been placed in a time-static space. In the second round of game release, the target is players who are still alive and have blood ties. If a player dies, their relatives will directly erase them. Every 7 natural days, a major disaster will unfold. Players are advised to be prepared. Tip. The first round of major disasters, extremely warm purgatory. P.S. Players can silently recite the game panel to obtain more information. Running fast doesn't necessarily mean winning, not dying is success. Wishing all players a pleasant game. Lin Nan listened to the sound in his ear, his handsome face full of confusion. Is this a nationwide travel? I'm burning the midnight oil, preparing for exam week, isn't it? Lin Nan is a freshman. After the blood and tears of his senior year, the university was completely liberated. One madness lasts for 6 months. Until exam week. After learning from the counselor that there were too many failed courses to graduate, Lin Nan recalled the belt in his father's hand and the ruler in his mother's hand in his mind, feeling panicked. A sentence inexplicably recalled in my mind. If you come out to mess around, you always have to pay it back. So, burning the midnight oil and studying hard night and night, there was a strong sense of high school seniority. Unexpectedly, a person who stayed up late and fell asleep actually traveled through time. Come to a world of road survival. Breathing out, Lin Nan shook his slightly dizzy head and looked around. I realized that at some point, I was already sitting in a van belonging to the Syria war. Blackened seat cushions, pungent plastic smell, dirty glass. This worn-out car is even more worn-out than my father's woolen god car, which has served in the decoration company for 10 years. Can this car really be driven? However, Lin Nan soon didn't have time to think about these things. Looking through the window, I saw an extremely shocking scene. A straight 8-lane road, with fine sand constantly flowing like surging waves on the black asphalt surface, and endless deserts on both sides. Lin Nan instinctively rolled down the car window, and a surging heat wave rushed towards him. The hot sand hit the face like droplets of oil, causing a shivering pain. Everything in the eyes reflects the voice in my ear just now is true. He entered a world of road survival. Lin Nan withdrew his gaze, leaned back against the seat, rested his hands on the plastic-filled steering wheel, and let out a breath. Is it a survival game? Death. Is really death? Lin Nan has no doubt about the authenticity of this statement. Moreover, what worries Lin Nan even more is the next sentence of this sentence. Children under 18 years old. Oh, by the way, I don't even have a girlfriend, how could I have children? But elderly people over 50 years old. Lin Nan's parents created a comfortable material condition for him in order to have a better child, and gave birth to him relatively late. Even his mother can be considered an elderly parturient. Don't look at him as just a freshman, 18 years old, but his parents are both over 50 years old. However, to be honest, the living conditions of Lin Nan are extremely favorable. Not to mention the wealthy second generation, but they have always been among the top in terms of food, drink, housing, and transportation among their peers. So, I live not only for myself, but also for my parents' share. Thinking of this, Lin Nan felt a bit heavy and a word came to his mind. Responsibility. Under pressure, Lin Nan's expression became serious and he patted his face to force himself to calm down. Calm down and quickly search for all the current information. Open. Game panel. Before long, a pale blue light curtain appeared before Lin Nan's eyes. Survival game panel, number 10010, vehicle. Experienced van, level 1, communication. Regional chat, 5,000 people, private chat. None, transaction. None, material. None. Lin Nan set his gaze first on the experienced van. First level. Does this mean that the vehicle can be upgraded? Lin Nan breathed a sigh of relief. If it were just this broken car, he wouldn't have the confidence to survive. Experienced van, level 1, vehicle fuel. 100 units, each unit can travel 1 kilometer, car-mounted equipment. Production platform, standard. Fuel is very simple, only with fuel is normal. At this moment, Lin Nan was full of curiosity about the production stage. Production platform, introduction. Consume drawings and materials, can make all items. Drawing, material. Lin Nan instantly thought of the treasure chest. Drive to search for treasure chests and make items for survival. In an instant, he understood the mechanism of this road survival game. Or rather, the fundamental reason for players to survive. Drive, find treasure chests, make items, and survive. However, to understand, it is not easy to survive. The thought flashed by, and Lin Nan's slightly immature profile showed a faint sadness. At this moment, the game panel in front of Lin Nan disappeared and was replaced by a small map. Above the map, there is also a row of shining golden characters engraved. Mini-map system, new book, Kiba. Many suns, many blessings, evil Uchiha in the ninja realm, the car leading to the kindergarten, welcome everyone to come and taste it. Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 002, first level treasure chest, seeking fresh flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mini-map system. With confusion, Lin Nan looked over. The circle after circle is exactly the same as the small map in Lin Nan's impression. In the bottom left corner, there is also a ruler. One section represents 0.1 kilometers. Lin Nan gestured and found that the spacing between each circle was exactly 1 bar. That is to say, a circle is 0.1 kilometers long, and there are a total of 10 circles. The mini-map covers pi square kilometers. That is a circular range with a radius of 1 kilometer and a diameter of 2 kilometers. At this moment, a small dot of light flickered in the center of the small circle. However, what shocked Lin Nan even more was the edge of the 9th circle is illuminated by a white dot. If the car represents me, then what is this? Perhaps. Lin Nan's eyes widened instantly. Surviving on the highway, besides him, isn't there only a treasure chest left on the highway? For a moment, Lin Nan was extremely excited. This mini-map system is really amazing. Wait, no, if everyone had a mini-map system, the difficulty of survival would have been reduced too much. The unknown that brought about this matter, how could it be so kind? Or do you mean? Only I have it. The mini-map system, is it my awakened system? Lin Nan was eager to verify and turned his gaze to open the game panel again, his gaze fixed on chatting. Game panel regional chat room, 5,000 people. The regional chat room interface is similar to that of a certain letter or a certain queue, with 5,000 members. Is anyone there? Where is this? It's all sand around, it's so hot, who can take me away? Water, seek water, who has water? Treasure chest, where is there a treasure chest? I can't even see it. Woo-woo, I just registered for a driving school and will have classes tomorrow. I can't drive yet. I have a driver's license, but I can't even drive a manual transmission. 5,000 people say more or less. However, when we first encountered this strange encounter, everyone was very panicked. So, after understanding the usage of the game panel, everyone began to seek help, and the regional chat room became particularly lively. Looking at the messages one by one, Lin Nan determined that the mini-map system was unique to him. It's his golden finger. So, the next step is to head 900 meters ahead. Confirm what that white dot is. If it's a treasure chest, Lin Nan's mood was a bit agitated for a moment. However, whenever Lin Nan looks at the avatars hanging in front of each message in the regional chat room, he feels a bit amused. In this chat room area, there are actually nude avatars with added names. Shaking his head, Lin Nan withdrew his gaze. In the chat group, besides those shouting for help and crying, there are also some people comforting others. During this period, what impressed Lin Nan the most was Hao Haran, who had a simple and honest portrait of a big man. When Lin Nan was peeking at the screen, he had been comforting those who were crying for their parents and urging everyone to take the initiative to drive and search for the treasure chest. At the same time, we are also teaching some people who cannot drive how to drive. Lin Nan likes this kind of person, but he wouldn't do it. At the very least, he wouldn't be the first to do so. Although he is young, he also understands how to promote and fight against rice enemies. Suppressing distractions, Lin Nan didn't think about it and started his experienced van. Then, release the handbrake, press the clutch, shift gears, and throttle. With a buzzing sound, the vehicle suddenly started. Feeling the sensation of pushing his back behind him, Lin Nan's face flashed with a hint of surprise. Oh, not to mention, this car has decent power. Lin Nan's driver's license for his third year of high school. At that time, in order to practice, I didn't miss driving the Wuling Shinche from my family's company. I also took a summer job at my dad's company, by the way. Driver of a van transporting home decoration materials. His parents doted on him, but not spoiling him. During his growth, they cultivated his correct outlook on life and values. However, the part-time salary was still mixed with love. That's the kind of part-time salary level, Daodu, except for love without water. Buzzing as the vehicle moves, the white dots on the small map become closer and closer to the center. However, as he approached the white dot, Lin Nan also learned a tragic news. This car doesn't have air conditioning. Isn't this insulting my van? Helplessly wiping the sweat flowing on his forehead, Lin Nan lost his mind and focused all his attention on the outside of the car. Occasionally, I also opened the mini-map system for comparison. Suddenly, there was a white box ahead of the road. A 20-inch suitcase-sized, white wooden box was placed on the side of the road. The white dots on the mini-map system are indeed treasure chests. With this mini-map system, I can easily find the treasure chest. Although the view in the desert is broad, the sunlight is scorching and the reflection is severe, making it too difficult to find a treasure chest. Every time Lin Nan thinks of driving in such an environment and constantly paying attention to both sides, he feels lingering palpitations. Fortunately, he has a mini-map system. Turn off the engine, pull on the handbrake, and Lin Nan quickly got off the car with a shovel and walked toward the white treasure box. Game panel, first level treasure chest, the most basic material box, which contains a small amount of materials. This opening a treasure chest actually requires a competition for character. Lin Nan vomited. Playing mobile games requires drawing SSRs, CS requires opening golden jewelry knives, Apex requires opening heirlooms. Unexpectedly, even though the whole nation has traveled through time, they still cannot escape the unboxing theorem. Roast, Lin Nan put down miscellaneous thoughts, and first symbolically asked for Sanchin and Bodhisattva. Then, I approached the treasure chest. With both hands waving, Lin Nan opened the treasure chest with a shovel. However, Lin Nan did not immediately inspect the inside of the treasure chest. Instead, quickly retreat. Lin Nan is familiar with various online novels, otherwise he wouldn't have accepted the existence of Golden Finger so quickly. In a certain novel, he remembers that there may be danger in the treasure chest. Adhering to safety as the top priority, Lin Nan still paid attention. Wait a moment, and after discovering no abnormalities, Lin Nankai leaned forward to check new book, Kiba. Many sons, many blessings, evil Uchiha in the ninja realm, the car leading to the kindergarten, welcome everyone to come and taste a Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 003, Emperor O's speculation, water maker, seeking flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The treasure chest is large, but there are very few items. There is only one bottle of mineral water and 3 white mantu separately packaged in vacuum. Lin Nan looked bewildered. Isn't that all you have for such a large treasure chest? Even if it's a first-level material box, it won't be so few, right? Perhaps. I am. Taking a deep breath, Lin Nan suppressed his discomfort and took out 2 of the items. Just when I was ready to take a good look at the water and mantu in my hands, a soft, click sound came from under my body. Looking down, the treasure chest beneath me surprisingly transformed into a crystal-clear faint light and disappeared. Lin Nanyiling quickly returned to normal. Time travel has passed, and it is still a survival world similar to a game. Isn't it normal for the treasure chest to disappear? Shaking his head, Lin Nan continued to look at mineral water and mantu. Whether it is water or mantu, they are all 3 no products. I simply wrote the name of the item and a shelf life. Mineral water, shelf life. 1 year, mantu, shelf life. 7 days. What's even more amazing is that when viewed through the game panel, the shelf life of these 2 items is actually in countdown mode. However, water for mantu. One is a necessity for life, and the other is high-quality carbon water. For a moment, Lin Nan didn't know whether he was a non-chieftain or a European emperor. Mantu Linnan did not move. He had just passed through and was not very hungry. Mantu are not starving. Who can eat them unless it's an elderly couple or godmother? Water. This Lin Nan can't help but feel that this damn place is too hot. He usually has a habit of drinking more water. Take a sip and feel like you're savoring the taste of exotic mineral water. Twisting the bottle open, Lin Nan looked up and took a small sip. Sweet, refreshing, and smooth. Sure enough, I'm still too thirsty. I've enjoyed drinking water so much. It's just the taste of water, no different from the past life. With a sigh, Lin Nan put down the water bottle. Put water bottles and mantu on your body, and then return to the car with a shovel. Lin Nan remembers that the danger at night doubles, and the time during the day is very precious. Just a treasure chest is far from enough. Starting the vehicle again, Lin Nan gained experience and accelerated the speed by directly using floor oil. Soon, the dashboard stabilized at 100 km per hour. While driving, Lin Nan checked the mini-map system every once in a while. 100 km per hour, approximately 0.027 km per second. That's 40 seconds per kilometer. The radius of the mini-map is 1 km and the diameter is 2 km. Without Lin Nan constantly staring, it made him feel much more relaxed. At the same time, some players who recognize the current situation have just started their journey. Drive carefully at turtle speed, with both eyes scanning the road over and over again in search of the treasure chest. And Lin Nan, a small dilapidated car, drove with the momentum of the autumn-famous Mountain 86. Swishing along the spacious road. About 10 minutes. Lin Nan's spirit shook and his body instantly sat straight. There's a treasure chest. And there are still two. Looking at the two white dots tightly adjacent to each other on the mini-map system, Lin Nan was overjoyed. After roughly comparing the positions, Lin Nan determined the location of the treasure chest. Left front, 600 meters. After continuing to drive at high speed for a while, Lin Nan skillfully downshifts and excitedly drives towards the new treasure chest. Before long, two identical white treasure chests appeared in Lin Nan's field of vision. Pull over, Lin Nan picked up the shovel and walked down. Although the first treasure chest was not dangerous, Lin Nan was still careless. Carefully open one, stay away, and wait for a moment before approaching the treasure chest. Lin Nan was a bit surprised when he saw clearly what was inside. This item is completely different from the first one. Obtain 2 units of metal hard blocks and 1 unit of manufactured parts. Is this material? That's right. If there's no material in the treasure chest, how can we make it? Throw the supplies into the back seat of the van, and Lin Nan concocts the second treasure chest as usual. There is still no danger. However, Lin Nan did not let down his guard. The treasure chest can be safe countless times, but Lin Nan can only make one mistake. Be careful to sail a ship of 10,000 years. However, when Lin Nan saw the items in the second treasure chest clearly, he was stunned. Game panel, low-level water maker production drawing, 1. Time. The most ordinary and low-level water maker can produce 2 liters of water per day, with slight differences in production depending on the environment. Production resource requirements. 2 units for metal hard blocks, 2 units for manufacturing parts, 1 unit for glass, and 1 unit for electronic components. Looking at the game panel, Lin Nan looked at his hands with some suspicion. Am I the Emperor of Europe? Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. The first survival 2-piece set, the second double yolk egg, one of which is still a water maker. Water is the source of life, and Lin Nan understands how cruel this item can be in this world. In the early stages, it was a divine artifact. In a daze, Lin Nan returned to the car and continued driving. This time driving, Lin Nan drew some energy and focused on the regional chat room. Endless desert, 8 lanes, you can drive with your eyes closed. Separating a portion of the mind is not a problem. I just tried manual transmission and didn't expect to hit the treasure chest a few hundred meters away. A piece of chocolate, perfect. My grass, why is there only 3 units of metallic glass in my treasure chest? Grass. Treasure chest, do you really have a treasure chest? I have to drive too, I'm almost thirsty. How Horan, teach me manual transmission quickly. What does 1 2 3 4 5 mean? How Horan, please help. This lever is too hard to break. Peeping the screen for a while, Lin Nan gained a lot of information. Each player's first treasure chest is very close, but the supplies are very ordinary. Can you consider it a beginner gift pack? Of course, it cannot be ruled out that some good luck has not been released. However, big data should not be inferior. The second treasure chest harvested by Lin Nan traveled a distance of approximately 20.30 kilometers. Perhaps it's just one encounter every 20.30 kilometers. Although there is no evidence, Lin Nan believes that the distance between each treasure chest should not be close. However, he has a mini-map system that allows him to fly all the way. Others certainly dare not drive so fast. For others, the speed of driving is not important, the treasure chest is the top priority. So, I'm lucky, maybe it's because I'm number one. Step by step, step by step. Thinking of this, Lin Nan had a rough guess in his heart. Good luck may have a reason. Since that's the case, let's have good luck to the end. Looking at the manufacturing diagram of the water heater on the passenger seat, Lin Nan made a decision in his heart new book, Kiba. Many sons, many blessings, evil Uchiha in the ninja realm, the car leading to the kindergarten, welcome everyone to come and taste at Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 004, encounter 2 treasure chests again, oil crisis, seeking flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. To build a low-level water maker, it requires 2 units of metal hard blocks, 2 units of manufactured parts, 1 unit of glass, and 1 unit of electronic components. I just received 2 units of metal hard blocks and 1 unit of manufactured parts, which means I still need 1 unit of manufactured parts, 1 unit of glass, and 1 unit of electronic components. In addition, I have 3 mantu and more than 400 milliliters of water. Thinking in his heart, Lin Nan finally turned his gaze to the trading function of the game panel. After studying quietly for a while, Lin Nan quickly figured out its usage mechanism. Transactions can customize the quantity and volume of items, and there is no transaction fee. This is extremely human. Since that's the case, I'll sell the water separately. I believe that no one would refuse to exchange 100 milliliters for 1 unit of manufactured products. Lin Nan's mouth slightly raised. At this moment, Lin Nan couldn't help but think of his father. If his father finds out, exchanging 100 milliliters of water for 1 unit of material will definitely accuse him of being an unscrupulous businessman. After all, only 6 units of material are needed for the water maker. According to his replacement method, the cost is 600 milliliters of water. However, the water maker produces 2 liters per day, which is 2,000 milliliters of water. During the Age of Discovery, those who bought and sold black goods would even curse Lin Nan for being unscrupulous. However, the account cannot be calculated like this. After all, 100 milliliters of water now can save lives. Compared to buying life money, 1 unit of materials is really not expensive. Not to mention, Lin Nan has not yet included the value of the drawings. Be sure to pay attention, Lin Nan has opened the regional chat room. Lin Nan. We currently have 300 milliliters of water, 100 milliliters for 1 unit of manufactured parts, 100 milliliters for 1 unit of glass, and 100 milliliters for 1 unit of electronic components. The quantity is limited, and we exchange with integrity. If you are the one, please do not disturb us. As soon as this news came out, the players who were playing the first treasure chest content in the chat room and the players who were learning to drive in the chat room were all stunned. My grass, exchanging water for supplies, how could Mr. Lin be willing to exchange water for it? Collecting parts. Didn't Mr. Lin hold the manufacturing drawings? Grass, I haven't learned how to drive yet, I haven't even started yet, and surprisingly, someone has already started making items. Is this just a game? Do you want to exchange 100 milliliters for a unit of material? Although we don't know the purpose of manufacturing materials yet, everyone knows the importance of parts. For a moment, the chat room was filled with wind and clouds. But soon, the art style changed. I was hasty, saying no, who is so fast? Just as I added Mr. Lin, he said he had received the manufacturing parts. I changed it, hehe, the water tastes really good, attached with a picture. The fierce man drinks water. It's also a great deal to exchange 100 milliliters of water for 1 unit of manufactured parts. Alright, my first treasure chest opened 4 units of manufactured parts. If it weren't for the boss only needing 1, I would have traded all 4. In such hot weather, this metal thing, placed in the car, is like a hot soldering iron. Hehe, I exchanged 1 unit of glass for water. Anyway, I think it's not a loss. There will always be materials for manufacturing, but water is priceless and not as smart as some people claim to be. In the chat room, there are several happy and sorrowful families, especially those who haven't opened their first treasure chest but have players like Lin Nan who need supplies. Licking his dry lips, his heart was filled with regret. It's all my fault for hesitating, otherwise they would have been able to drink water. However, next, the chat room building became even more crooked. How horrid. People without water, remember to collect urine, don't laugh, maybe this can save your lives. Lin Nan sent the transaction information and stopped looking at the chat room. Traded 1 unit of manufactured parts and 1 unit of glass with 2 players respectively. However, electronic components have never been traded, causing Lin Nan to frown slightly. Judging from the transaction speed of manufacturing parts and glass, as well as the number of inquiries, there should be quite a few players opening the first treasure chest, but electronic components are not traded by anyone. Is it true that the probability of each production material dropping is different? Electronic components have a lower probability of being obtained compared to metal blocks, manufactured parts, and glass. Lin Nan silently recorded this matter in his heart and prepared to observe it again. Next, Lin Nan drove more than 50 kilometers in one breath, only slightly filling up the vehicle's driving speed. During this period, Lin Nan encountered 2 treasure chests again. This probability slightly confirms Lin Nan's previous conjecture. There is a gap between the treasure chest and the one before it, about 25 kilometers. However, this number is not absolute. Lin Nan encountered the treasure chest for the 3rd time and drove about 39 kilometers. And for the 4th time, it only took about 10 kilometers. There is a floating distance between the treasure chests. It's normal to think about it. If the distance is fixed, players only need to card the distance. You don't have to be so tired while driving. However, at this stage, if any player thinks they are smart about card distance, then it's really challenging. Of course, this has nothing to do with Lin Nan. With the mini-map system in hand, Lin Nan doesn't have to worry at all. Unfortunately, there were no double yolk eggs in the last 2 treasure chests. A set of trauma treatment kits is opened from a treasure chest, and 2 boxes of barrel noodles and 2 sausages are opened from a treasure chest. One of the bucket noodles is braised beef noodles, normal. The other is Lao Tan pickled Chinese cabbage beef noodles, which makes Lin Nan hesitate. Without him, seeing the 2 characters, Lao Tan made Lin Nan feel a bit uneasy. However, Lin Nan was not in the mood to think about these things at this moment. He lowered his head and looked at the dashboard, feeling a bit anxious inside. Car, we're running out of gas. The initial vehicle can travel 100 kilometers with 100 units of oil. Lin Nan has now run nearly 80 kilometers in total. That is to say, Lin Nan's remaining fuel can only run about 20 kilometers. Now, no matter how fast the car is driven, it's useless. However, Lin Nan estimated that it was time for a large number of players to encounter the second treasure chest. Lin Nan decided to stop and prepare to pay attention to the chat room in the area, taking the opportunity to rest. I hope someone can access electronic components. There's also oil. New book Kiba. Many suns, many blessings, evil Uchiha in the ninja realm, the car leading to the kindergarten, welcome everyone to come and taste at Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 005, double happiness on the door, happy Valentine's Day, seeking something fresh. You are listening at novel full.audio. Wiping off his sweat, Lin Nan got up and crawled from the driver's seat in neutral to the back seat. There is a top cover in the back row, which is much cooler than the three-side glass in the driver's seat. At the very least, it's not that sunny. Moreover, this van is a large 5-seater van. All the back seats are placed, barely enough to serve as a damaged bed for the Surya battle. Lying on top, Lin Nan looked towards the regional chat room. I'm here, what I want is water, not oil. A treasure chest opened up 100 units of oil, and I vomited it. If it were water, I would just take off in place. Coincidentally, I'm also in oil, 150 units. Hehe, I'm water, 800 milliliters. Now I'm the wealthiest guy in the chat room. Whoever agrees or opposes me. My grass, water dad, big shot begging for a drop of water, I'm almost thirsty. Hehe, I have 500 milliliters of water and a pack of spicy strips, ha ha ha. Oh my god, in this world, water is more expensive than oil. I thought it was only possible in a third-party world. Sigh, I'm so thirsty and hungry. Seeing this, Lin Nan breathed a sigh of relief. A lot of oil is good, otherwise, how to drive without oil. This is a road survival game. Fuel is cheap and reasonable. Unfortunately, there are still no electronic components. Lin Nan was worried when suddenly someone sent him a private message. Lin Nan's private message has set a conditional initiation mode. That is to say, only players who have Lin Nan's trading requirements can open private chats. However, Lin Nan was momentarily stunned when he saw the name of the person involved in the transaction. Hao. When driving, this person is an active person in the regional chat room. I often see him reply to help other players, whether he is a good person or pretending to be a good person. He has indeed been helping others all along. Hao. Mr. Lin, is your transaction still ongoing? I just came up with an electronic component and would like to trade 100 milliliters of water with you. Lin Nan. The transaction still exists, but the conditions have changed a bit. In another van, Hao became nervous when he saw the information. He entered the desert before to help his group members verify. The further away from the road, the higher the temperature, until it becomes unbearable. Later, he sent this information to the group for free, but as a result, he became extremely dehydrated. Plus, all players know the importance of water, and no one trades outside at all. He thought that Lin Nan had already drunk the water. Hao. I don't have 100 milliliters, 50 milliliters is also possible. I'm really thirsty. Lin Nan. Mr. Hao, you misunderstood. I also saw the message you posted in the group before. I really don't know if you're brave or brave, but you drove into the desert. It's all luck that you came back. Hao. Well. Lin Nan. Alright, the transaction change is due to the rarity of electronic components, not as you think. In addition to the original 100 milliliters of water, plus a ham. Lin Nan pondered for a moment and said. The transaction was originally as long as both parties were willing, but there were also separate parties involved. If it's an ordinary person, Lin Nan still has 100 milliliters of water, and the trading conditions remain unchanged. If it were a dishonest person with poor conduct, Lin Nan would start by offering only 50 milliliters and be ruthlessly slaughtered. However, if it were someone like Hao, Lin Nan would be willing to trade on more fair terms. In his mind, the absolute value of 1 unit of electronic component is this price. Giving an extra ham sausage is already Lin Nan's ultimate righteousness. Upon hearing this, Hao suddenly felt a sense of turmoil in his heart and couldn't help but say. Hao. Mr. Lin, you are a good person. Lin Nan. Don't say goodbye, it's you who's a good person, I'm not. How Horan. Mr. Lin, you are too humble. Lin Nan. Trade it. The two of them operated according to the system requirements and quickly got what they needed. The transaction was completed, and Lin Nan directly closed his private chat. A carp stood up and excitedly sat up from the seat bed. Turning his head, his gaze fell on the production table in the trunk position. This is also the reason why vans are not 7-seater, as the third row and trunk are partially occupied by the production platform. At this moment, under Lin Nan's gaze was a rectangular device made of shiny silver alloy that resembled a large table. At the same time, Lin Nan also picked up the production drawings and materials placed in the passenger seat. According to the requirements of the load.level water maker drawings, they were placed on the production table in sequence. Ding! Meeting the requirements for making load.level water maker drawings, may I ask if the player has confirmed the production of load.level water makers? Sure. Lin Nan said. Hereby the next second, the production table lit up. The drawings on the stage were instantly shrouded in white light. Not long after, a white and blue device appeared on the production table. The water maker is about 40 centimeters tall, the size of a small coffee machine, and sits securely on the production table. At the same time, information about the water maker appeared on the game panel. Low-level water purifier, effect. Every 24 hours, it can generate 2,000 milliliters of natural water. The water production is slightly affected by the environment, with a fluctuation of no more than 10%. It is expected to produce 1950 milliliters within 24 hours. Lin Nan's eyebrows lit up and he smiled. After the water maker is completed, he no longer needs to worry about water issues. In addition, the trading area has abundant fuel, so there is no need to worry about fuel issues. It can be said that double happiness is upon our door. Clenching his fists, Lin Nan looked towards the endless road ahead of the van. Next, it's violent driving. At this moment, Lin Nan had a bigger goal in his heart. Create an excellent living environment for his parents before releasing them to the game system for the second time. At the very least there needs to be air conditioning in the car. Thinking of this, Lin Nan couldn't help but laugh. Before crossing over, it was his parents who created the conditions for him. Now, it's him. He is looking forward to the reaction of his father and mother when the time comes. With a buzzing sound, the van engine roars again, embarking on its journey. To avoid affecting everyone's viewing experience, we will only post once. This book is updated daily with one chapter for every 200 flowers, with a maximum of 10 updates per day. Or you can give a reward of any amount at once, and the same day it will be 10 changes. New book Kiba. Many sons, many blessings, evil Uchiha in the ninja realm, the car leading to the kindergarten, welcome everyone to come and taste a Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 006, Wilderness, Information Difference, 1/10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yellow sand fills the sky, and rolling heat waves sweep across the earth. The scorching sun hangs down, and the endless road becomes twisted. Like a winding giant black python, crawling and twisting at the junction of heaven and earth. This damn weather is really too hot. It's really hard to imagine what a terrifying scene the extreme heat purgatory will be in 7 days. Taking a breath, Lin Nan felt a bit heavy in his heart. The hot and difficult driving all morning made Lin Nan understand something. If effective cooling equipment cannot be obtained, the disaster challenge in 7 days will definitely be a fatal challenge. After a brief movement of his somewhat stiff body, Lin Nan parked his car on the roadside. For the whole morning, Lin Nan spent not only diving and peeking at screens in the regional chat room, but also driving to search for treasure chests. Drive out the things, put the materials directly in the back row, and put the food in the passenger seat. A dozen or so treasure chests and empty vans became slightly enriched. Not only did they produce a lot of materials and food, but they also produced a blueprint for manufacturing. However, Lin Nan did not carefully organize the statistics and complete the manufacturing, but seize the time and continue driving. In Lin Nan's plan, organizing materials and manufacturing drawings can utilize the rest time of driving fatigue. This can make better use of time. Of course, it also depends on the situation. If he could obtain helpful drawings during the journey, Lin Nan would definitely give priority. Dragging his tired body, Lin Nan quickly sorted and counted the items in the trunk. No time was wasted. In the morning, I opened up a lot of metal blocks, manufacturing parts, glass, rubber and other materials, but surprisingly, I didn't even open up a single electronic component material. Moreover, the information of those who share treasure chests through regional chat rooms is rarely heard of anyone opening electronic components. However, Lin Nan knows that electronic components are essential materials for manufacturing water heaters. With unique information and a business sense that has been dizzying from listening to my father's boasting all year round, a clear idea gradually arose in Lin Nan's mind. Firstly, it can be certain that no matter what the probability of creating a water maker manufacturing drawing is, only someone who creates a water maker manufacturing drawing, as long as their mind is not foolish, will definitely not trade it. However, to manufacture a water maker, electronic components are required. Without electronic components, it is impossible to manufacture a water maker. That is to say, in fact, electronic components are equivalent to water generators. Lin Nan has just started college and has limited experience, so he is not very familiar with business. But understand the value of monopoly. At this point, people still do not know the true value of electronic components. Even if one guesses that the future may be useful, it cannot be fully predicted. On the other hand, although Lin Nan has the help of the mini-map system, he has opened many treasure chests. But compared to others, the speed is faster. Lin Nan can travel 100 kilometers per hour without missing a treasure chest. A person who is a bit careful and meticulous is unlikely to miss the treasure chest even at 20.30 kilometers per hour. That is to say, compared to the first-tier players who have reacted, Lin Nan's speed of collecting treasure chests is about 3 times faster. However, there are as many as 5,000 people in the regional chat room. Compared to players in the entire region, Lin Nan's treasure chest harvest is definitely a drop in the bucket. His only advantage now is the water maker. Because so far, Lin Nan has not found any news about the water dispenser in the regional chat room. Moreover, no one else was found selling water resources besides him. Lin Nan dared to sell water back then precisely because of the water maker. If he doesn't get the water maker, he will never dare to sell water. So, Lin Nan can roughly confirm that no one has yet obtained the manufacturing drawings for the water maker. So, now it's time to set a price for electronic components that's hard to refuse but doesn't attract too much attention, and then purchase them in the regional chat room. Lin Nan believes that someone has definitely developed electronic components now. Just this quantity is not large. On the other hand, electronic components have the smallest footprint per unit and are only as large as the CPU in a computer. However, any metal hard block is the size of a 3090 graphics card. In limited space, electronic components are more suitable for hoarding. In the future, the value of electronic components will be like silver in Lin Nan's eyes. It is definitely a hard currency for chat rooms in the early circulation area. As for water, it is gold. But in the future, I will also control the source of this gold. Lin Nan believes that water purifiers are unlikely to be rare in the future. Otherwise, this road survival game is a reliable single-player game. After all, water, known as the source of life, is not for fun. Without stable water resource output, let alone the disaster in 7 days, it will be extremely hot and purgatory. Most players cannot live for 2 or 3 days. At the speed at which players obtain treasure chests, relying solely on the water obtained by opening the treasure chest is only enough to barely survive. A little unlucky, if there is no water left for several consecutive treasure chests, or if there is not enough water left, death is an absolute thing. Just say and do. Lin Nan opened the regional chat room. Sent a message Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 007, Brave Challenge, 2 out of 10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Purchase materials. Electronic components, exchange 200 milliliters of water for one electronic component. If you want to exchange food, you can also do it. Private chat and negotiation, limited quantity, honest purchase, if you are the one, please do not disturb. After sending it out, Lin Nan thought of the blueprint again. However, he has little hope for this. Valuable blueprints, players will prioritize creating them themselves. Even Lin Nan doesn't need worthless drawings. Unless there is a possibility of life-threatening situations, useful drawings will never be traded. It's only been a whole morning now and it's not life-threatening, so Lin Nan just added a tentative sentence. Purchase various types of drawings, depending on the value of the drawings. Change the water. My grass, why am I so familiar with this sentence? It turns out it's Mr. Lin. I have electronic components, I have them, hahaha, finally there's water. I haven't drunk water all morning. If there's no more water, I'll definitely die in the afternoon. My daughter is only 2 years old, and I can't die. It's still Mr. Lin who is awesome. In the entire chat room, only Mr. Lin can change the water. Unfortunately, I don't have electronic components, woo woo woo. Water is extremely precious, but many people still have reservoirs in their hands. However, even if there is inventory, no one dares to exchange it unless absolutely necessary. Because no one can guarantee whether there is still water in their next treasure chest. Without water, in this desert road world, one will really die of thirst. Lin Nan also dared to sell the water on hand because he had a water maker. Otherwise, he would definitely not sell it. Compared to the meaningless benefits of the future, the current life is priceless. A group of thirsty players finished chatting in the regional chat room and quickly sent a private message to Lin Nan. However, soon received a prompt from the game panel. Transaction requirements not met, unable to open private chat. Now, Lin Nan doesn't have time to care about these people's thoughts. A conservative estimate is that 5,000 people opened tens of thousands of treasure chests in the morning, and many people actually opened electronic components. Sorry, the water has already been changed. Ah, is it already gone? I'm so thirsty and hungry. Mr. Lin, please. I have a watermelon here, do you see the deal? Can I add a sausage to the list of tradable items provided by the boss? Sure. Sorry, there's no water left. Do you think 3 bananas are okay? No, I just need water. Boss, is there no more water left? Let me take a look at the tradable items sent by the boss. 3 barrels of instant noodles are also good. Okay, let's make a deal. After more than 10 minutes, Lin Nan breathed a sigh of exhaustion and closed the game panel. But his face was full of joy. Watching the 8 electronic components in the back row burst into laughter. Except for one failed transaction, the rest were either exchanged for water or other food. The one who didn't succeed also promised to replace it only when Lin Nan had water. Even that person is more anxious than Lin Nan. However, at this point, Lin Nan's food in his hands was basically replaced. Only 3 mantou and 100 milliliters water remained. Yes, Lin Nan left behind 100 milliliters of water. All the other water, except for the one consumed during the morning drive to replenish water, has been replaced. At this time, Lin Nan looked at the 3 mantou with a firm face. The early stage of entrepreneurship was hard. Today's lunch was 3 mantou and a small glass of water. At this moment, a warning sound suddenly sounded. Brave challenge. Embark on a challenge for the brave. Before nightfall from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. this afternoon, even rarer treasure chests will be refreshed in the wilderness on both sides of the road. Opening it will allow you to obtain more precious resources. This is a game for the brave. Living is a person's choice, but the brave are not just about living. Good luck to all players. The game prompt sound appeared in everyone's ears like thunder, and Lin Nan was no exception. Soon, the regional chat room was fried. My grass, brave challenge, this is only the first day. I'm not proficient in driving yet, so I'm going into the wilderness again. Oh my god, this kind of hot desert is almost scorching hot in the car, and there's not enough water. You can't drive into the wilderness, it's easy to drive in. If you can't drive out, without a towing company to rescue you, then you'll have to die from sunburn and thirst. Those who starve to death are cowardly, those who hold on are brave. Haven't you heard the game system say that treasure chests in the wilderness are more advanced? Hehe, those who drown are still able to swim. Anyway, I won't go. I'll just drive and look for the treasure chest honestly. Amit Ba Buddha, I hope my treasure chest is full of water. At one point, the regional chat room split into 2 factions. Conservatives believe that slowly searching for treasure chests while driving is good, and this is only the first day of the game. Stay steady, after all, life only comes once. You represent not only yourself, but also your family, young and old. The radical camp holds a completely opposite attitude. Their core viewpoint is that the people who created this game are definitely not as kind, survival games are definitely not that simple, and the challenge of the brave is both a crisis and an opportunity. Of course, there are many ambitious individuals among the radical faction. Lin Nan frowned slightly. To be honest, the sudden change in the game interrupted his plan. He was originally planning to take a break at noon and drive until night in the afternoon. However, the rare treasure chest of the wilderness challenge made Lin Nan feel a bit tempted. Moreover, his ideas are roughly the same as those of the radical faction. Driving all morning, he was no longer satisfied with an ordinary white treasure chest. These ordinary treasure chests are simply not enough for him to find a way to overcome the disaster in 7 days. Moreover, he also has a mini-map system. He wants to see if the mini-map system has the same magical effect in the wilderness. If it doesn't work, Lin Nan will also hesitate. The conservatives are right, life is only once and cannot be taken lightly. Although he is highly likely to try the challenge of the brave. However, if it works, what are you worried about? I don't think about this for now, there are still over 2 hours before we start the wilderness challenge. Taking advantage of the idle time, I will first create the blueprint that can be manufactured, and then go to the meeting car. Thinking of this, Lin Nan took out the blueprint he had just obtained. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 008, 2 drawings, given too many, 3/10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. New material tire X4, disposable drawing, production materials. 8 units of rubber, 2 units of metal hard blocks, 2 units of metal parts, effect. Slightly reduces driving fuel consumption, currently reducing vehicle driving fuel consumption by 10%. This is the blueprint that Lin Nan just exchanged for food, and it is also the only blueprint that Lin Nan discovered to be useful to him during the communication process. However, the person who sells it is definitely not foolish. In the player's opinion, he only drives 20.30 kilometers in an hour, and in total, he can't drive many kilometers in a day. This tire only saves 10% of fuel, and manufacturing still requires so many materials. Eating without taste is a pity to abandon. It's better to switch to something to eat or drink. The only regret he felt was that it was not replaced with water. Lin Nan is different. If he drives with all his might in a day, driving thousands of kilometers is not a problem at all. The amount of fuel saved alone is over 100 kilometers, which is definitely worth it. And once and for all, one modification brings lifelong benefits. Production stage. Put on the blueprint materials, Lin Nan confirms the production, and soon a bright light flashes on the production table. In no time, four neatly shaped black rubber tires appeared on the production stage. However, when Lin Nan saw the new tire, he suddenly encountered difficulties. I have the tires, but how can I install them? Is it difficult to do it by hand? And, let's not mention whether there are tools or not, I don't know how to use them either. Just as Lin Nan was worried, with a beep, a sound came from the game panel. Discovered replaceable tires. Do players choose to replace vehicle tires? Automatic replacement. Lin Nan immediately confirmed tire replacement. After Lin Nan finished speaking, the vehicle shook slightly, and then the four tires on the production platform disappeared. Lin Nan quickly got off the car and stood next to the van. At a glance, it was discovered that the four gray tires of the van had become four brand new tires. Meanwhile, the fuel consumption of the game panel data van has also been reduced by 10%. This kind of vehicle modification is also too convenient. Perhaps one day, a small van can also be transformed into a comfortable RV. Thinking beautifully, Lin Nan got into the car and looked at the passenger seat. The blueprint he obtained from opening the treasure chest this morning was placed on it. Drawing of vehicle iron sheet production materials. 2 units of metal hard blocks, 1 unit of production parts, effect. It can enhance the vehicle's protective function and increase the original fuel consumption of the vehicle by 5%. Improving fuel consumption is the reason why Lin Nan obtained this blueprint and did not immediately choose to manufacture it, but set it aside. He is planning to drive continuously this afternoon, and there is not much demand for protection. Installing it will actually increase fuel consumption. Lin Nan plans to build it before nightfall after today's driving is over. Lin Nan remembers the game prompt saying that the nighttime crisis will greatly increase. This tattered van has the same shell as paper, but it doesn't give Lin Nan a sense of security. However, the Warrior Challenge event released by the game system changed Lin Nan's previous thinking. I'm going to the wilderness for a challenge later. The performance of the vehicle can be improved bit by bit. Moreover, it also needs to be replaced sooner or later. Driving for 1 or 2 hours in a while doesn't consume much more fuel. Determined, Lin Nan also put this blueprint up. At the same time, there are also materials placed. After confirming the manufacturing of the familiar road, a piece of iron plate containing halos quickly appeared in front of Lin Nan. Hey, is this the compressed volume of the vehicle's iron sheet made? Yes, if the entire piece of iron sheet appears, it won't fit in the car. However, the technology of this survival game is really high. Wait, this is... After Lin Nan sighed, he suddenly noticed that the panel of the production table in the game panel had changed. An additional column is available for creating options. On the empty line above, it says, Vehicle Iron Sheet. Does this mean that in the future, there will be no need for manufacturing drawings to make vehicle iron sheets? Lin Nan suddenly remembered that there was no one-time production drawing written on this production drawing. So, I need to reassess the value of creating the artwork. After thinking for a moment, Lin Nan temporarily took this matter to heart and turned to the survival game panel. Confirm loading of vehicle iron sheet. A faint blue light flashed past, causing the van to move slightly and the compressed vehicle iron sheet on the production platform to disappear. Lin Nan got off the car again to check and found some rusty white car shells, which had turned into thick, shiny white car shells. Compared to the original thin car shell, this makes Lin Nan feel safer. But soon, Lin Nan discovered the difference. The van, surprisingly, only one side has changed. Is it true that one vehicle's iron sheet is not enough? Lin Nan had many metal hard blocks in his hands, and he immediately made another one and chose to load it. Then, the right side of the van was also refreshed. But the top floor, front and back, is still dilapidated and old. Not enough. Lin Nan made another one, completely new in both front and back, leaving only the top layer. Seeing this, Lin Nan decisively made another piece. In no time, a brand new van appeared in front of Lin Nan, as if it had just been manufactured. Of course, if you don't look inside the van. Well, it feels a bit like survival. Looking around with satisfaction, Lin Nan got on the bus, ready to eat mantou and set out. However, when Lin Nan had just finished eating 2 mantou, he suddenly choked. Wait, one metal sheet increases fuel consumption by 5%. I just installed 4 vehicle metal sheets. With a heavy heart, Lin Nan quickly opened the game panel. Looking at the data displayed on the survival game panel, Lin Nan breathed a sigh of relief. It's okay, there won't be any overlap or increase. Although it's not scientific, increasing fuel consumption by 20% at once is still a bit harmful. Moreover, is this the game? For the same item, gains cannot overlap, and losses should not overlap either. Otherwise, wouldn't a ring with a necklace have a boost that flies to the sky? After my Zizi finished the last mantou, Lin Nan took a few minutes rest and started the van again, with a trace of mantou crumbs on his mouth. At the beginning of the survival game, Lin Nan thought that the dog would not eat the white mantou. Unexpectedly, during the trading process, the players were stunned and exchanged all the food in their hands. Lin Nan also wants to eat delicious food, but unfortunately, other players have given too much Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 009, exclamation mark, red giant flower, 4 out of 10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The open and hot road is swept by heat waves. As time approaches the opening time of the Brave Challenge, Lin Nan clearly noticed subtle changes on both sides of the road. From an endless desert, gradually becoming somewhat vitality. More plants can be seen on the edge of the desert, and even stone walls resembling ruins have appeared. Observing, the time has arrived at exactly 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Ding! The Brave Challenge starts now. Countdown 179 minutes and 59 seconds. Players, please pay attention to the time. The Brave Challenge is over, and the danger of the wilderness has greatly increased. The survival game system's prompt sound was heard, and the regional chat room instantly became lively, with information scrolling wildly one by one. However, at this time, Lin Nan did not have time to pay attention to the changes in the group's messages, but staring blankly at the mini-map system. At the moment when the Brave Challenge begins. On the originally quiet little map, many small dots of different shapes and colors suddenly appeared. Some are red exclamation marks, some are green skull images, some are black swirls. In addition, there are blue dots of light. This blue light spot has a completely identical shape to the light spot on the previous treasure chest, with the only difference being the color. Is it possible that this is what the game system calls a rare treasure chest? And this red exclamation mark should be dangerous. Green skull, is it toxic? Poison or poison trap? Black vortex. What is this? There is some information on the mini-map system that Lin Nan can guess. But there is also some information that Lin Nan cannot guess, so it is unclear. However, one thing Lin Nan can already confirm. Brave Challenge mode, mini-map system, still useful. And the effect is much greater than he imagined. At the same time, Lin Nan also gained a profound understanding of this Brave Challenge. This is really a challenge. Looking at several different colored markers within a kilometer range on the map, Lin Nan could fully imagine what kind of crisis other players would face if they entered such a place. Looking up, Lin Nan silently glanced at the desert outside the window. For a long time, sighed. We're going to die. At this moment, the survival game revealed its ferocious side. Especially, survival games provide players with choices. You seek stability, okay, you drive and slowly collect treasure chests. But if you want something better, then come and challenge it. Lin Nan doesn't know if the person who chooses to seek stability is right or not, and whether they can continue to live until the end. However, it can be certain that those who choose to challenge with courage will definitely die. Suppressing distractions, Lin Nan is ready to depart. The brave challenge also has a time limit. However, just as he was about to get off the car, Lin Nan paused for a moment. If he leaves the van, what if someone passes by and drives away his car? Although it is still uncertain whether other players can be encountered on the road. But if you're not afraid of 10,000, just be afraid of what happens. However, Lin Nan's concerns were overshadowed. Quickly, the survival game panel gave the answer and notified all players. Ding! The player's vehicle comes with a defense system. When other players try to enter an unauthorized vehicle, the game panel will notify the owner of the unauthorized vehicle. Unless the owner of the vehicle dies, they cannot enter the vehicle within 1 hour. If the owner does not return the vehicle within 1 hour, the defense system will automatically shut down. This information was released, and the regional chat room fell into a brief silence. This is an introduction to the vehicle defense system. At the same time, it is also an introduction that encourages killing and looting. As long as you kill the vehicle owner, you can enter. And this defense system refers to the inability to destroy or enter a vehicle without anyone inside. What if there is someone? Just block the road and kill the owner of the vehicle, okay. In Lin Nan's heart, he also felt that this hint was not well intentioned. Especially when it appears. Not only does it seem to encourage everyone to confidently participate in the brave challenge, it also laid the groundwork for the future. However, Lin Nan quickly shook his head and smiled. Despite all his worries, this kind of mode has relieved me a lot. Lin Nan doesn't want to come back from a challenge and run out of cars. They are all installed in the car. He exchanged electronic components for Mantu. Taking a deep breath, Lin Nan draped his coat over his head and tied his sleeves to his face. With shovel in both hands, he left the road. As soon as I got off the car, the scorching wind hit Lin Nan's face. Compared to the stuffy environment in a van, the outside is obviously hotter and drier. Even breathing is a bit difficult. I can't stay too far from the car. In this scorching weather, the water in my body evaporates too quickly. After a while, I need to go back to the car to replenish my fluids. Fortunately, Lin Nan has a water maker, otherwise this brave challenge would have ended before it even started. As Lin Nan cautiously moved on the sand, he looked at the blue dots displayed on the map and planned a safe path to get there. However, even so, when Lin Nan was closest to one of the red dots, he was only 200 meters away. After walking for a while, from a distance, Lin Nan also saw what was at the location of the red dot. A huge red flower. Lin Nan doesn't know if the danger represented by the red exclamation mark itself on the mini-map system represents a flower or something near the flower. I don't understand why there are flowers in such a desert. However, the mini-map system is not wrong. The red exclamation mark definitely represents danger. Be sure to avoid it. Looking at the enchanting huge flowers, Lin Nan breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. He doesn't know if 200 meters is considered a safe distance. Unfortunately, if you want to obtain the treasure chest, you must take this path. This is the only channel. Give it a try. Anyway, the distance is still so far, slowly approaching bit by bit. As long as this huge flower doesn't react at a distance of 200 meters, I can obtain a rare treasure chest. Taking a deep breath, Lin Nan held the shovel tightly and leaned closer and closer. Sha 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 sha. For a while, on the desert, there is only the sound of wind and sand, and the rustling of footsteps. And a huge red flower sways seductively in the wind in the distance. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 010, rich rare treasure chest, 5 out of 10. You are listening at novel.Audio. The scorching wind occasionally brushed against Lin Nan's cheek. However, these winds not only fail to bring even a hint of coolness, but also make the body even hotter. Not only that, the wind is also mixed with fine and dense sand. Through the coat wrapped around Lin Nan's face, mixed with the sweat on the surface of Lin Nan's skin, it quickly turned into mud, and the whole person quickly turned into a sand person. If it were shoes, it would be even worse. The whole shoe is full, I don't know if it's sand or feet. Hot, hot. If you only consider your feet, it feels warmer than soaking your feet. However, Lin Nan can't care about these things now. He was carefully looking at the huge red flowers in the distance. The shovel was placed in front of him and moved forward little by little. There was only a distance of over 10 meters left, but Lin Nan took a small step each time, observed the red giant flowers for a while, confirmed that there was no problem, and then continued to move forward. A little distance, I walked for several minutes. Fortunately, the tall red giant flower never responded. Lin Nan breathed a sigh of relief. In the blink of an eye, I looked towards the treasure chest flickering with a faint blue halo not far away. The game panel now has a prompt. Blue treasure chest. A higher level treasure chest can unlock more precious items compared to a regular treasure chest. All the previous efforts were for this treasure chest, hoping to see something good. With a bang, Lin Nan smashed open the fracture on the treasure chest. Wait for a moment to step back and make sure there are no issues before moving forward to check. The first thing that catches your eye is a large bottle of water, which is displayed on the game panel as 1 liter of mineral water. It's not tap water or pure water, it's mineral water. And it's as much as 1 liter. It is indeed a rare treasure chest. Awesome can open the door. Suppressing joy, Lin Nan continued to look down. There are 2 more items. Rough furnace drawing a bag of pork and scallion dumplings, 400 G. Lin Nan looked over and his eyes widened instantly. The stove is not important. A bag of dumplings is simply not too fragrant. Although it has only been through most of the day, it seems that the mantu at noon is still in front of us, which is too sad. The saliva in the mouth couldn't help but secrete wildly. Tonight, he's going to flip through the brand of this bag of dumplings. The materials of the 2 electronic components will not be changed either. Unless we exchange 3. No, it must be at least 5. Taking a deep breath, Lin Nan carefully bumped the dumplings into his pocket. Then, I looked at the rough furnace blueprint. Without a disposable label, it means this is a reproducible drawing. However, in this desert, why do we need a stove? Using poison to fight poison, heating up heat is equivalent to not being hot. Lin Nan was deeply speechless. Without saying whether the 2 were heated or not, it was absolutely possible for someone to die. Not right. A spiritual light flashed in Lin Nan's mind. The desert was too far away for the former Linnan. In his impression, the desert is hot, very hot. However, Lin Nan vaguely remembers reading an introduction about the desert while surfing on Bailu. I didn't remember it before, it's just that my memory is a bit too distant, and this information is too obscure. If he remembers correctly, there is a huge temperature difference between day and night in the desert. That is to say, the heat dies during the day, and at night without insulation measures, there is a possibility of freezing to death. So, this furnace. Lin Nan's eyes lit up. Rough furnace production drawings, production material. For units of metal hard blocks, effect. Consumes 1 unit of wood per hour, heats the temperature nearby, and the heating situation depends on the temperature. Upon obtaining information about the rough stove, Lin Nan did not pay attention to its manufacturing materials, but instead focused mainly on the wood. Let's take on the challenge first, and we'll talk about the rest later tonight. Even though there is a huge temperature difference between day and night in the desert, it doesn't cool down suddenly. There's plenty of time at night. Lin Nan installed the blueprint, picked up the mineral water bottle, and suddenly got used to taking a few sips. The appearance of the blue rare treasure chest gave Lin Nan ample confidence. As long as you are careful and open more treasure chests, the supplies are definitely not a problem. Moreover, at this time, Lin Nan was much more prosperous compared to just crossing over. Before changing supplies, you must first meet your own needs. Lin Nan, who had been thirsty for a long time, swallowed 1/3 of the mineral water in one breath. Zai, it's really sweet. To be honest, the supplies provided by the survival game are at least genuine and affordable, unlike some immeasurable manufacturers in previous lives who labeled their tap water and renamed it mineral water. Is it true that all consumers don't know the difference in implementing standard numbers? After further ado, Lin Nan finally installed the mineral water. I have received the treasure chest on the right side of the road. I remember there is still one on the left. First, go back to the car and then go to the wilderness on the left. Lin Nan does not intend to go deep into the wilderness, but rather focuses on treasure chests close to the road. Even if the treasure chests on both sides of the road are taken, Lin Nan has no intention of going deep. After driving these 2 treasure chests, drive forward for a distance and stop if there are any changes on the mini-map. Never go deep into the desert unless absolutely necessary. Lin Nan breathed a sigh of relief as he carefully walked around the huge red flower. On the way back, prepare to see what other players are doing. Unexpectedly, as soon as the game panel was opened, Lin Nan became dumbfounded. Regional Chat Room, 4821, the originally 5,000-person regional chat room surprisingly only has 4,821 people left. A whole 179 people died. No, to be precise, 179 families died. And this is just their chat room in this area. At this moment, the chat room had already been booing incessantly. As I said, the brave challenge is very dangerous. The one who just talked back to me, the avatar is already black. Hey, I'll just drive honestly. Fortunately, I spent some time preparing for leggings, otherwise I'd love to go, but before I even set off, I saw a big black bear in the wilderness through the car window, which scared me and made me run away. A player with an avatar resembling Ah-san said even more. If you don't participate, if I don't participate, no one will participate, and maybe the challenge won't be there. If we don't all drive, there might be a great existence that could make this happen and let us go back. Originally, there were only over 1,000 people in the regional chat room planning to participate in the wilderness challenge. The extremely high mortality rate directly caused half of these over 1,000 people to give up. At this moment, a particularly eye-catching message appeared in the chat room: Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.